Hey, what's up guys? Chris Trini here for Crisco Productions. Welcome to this week's video. We've talked about lighting for the past couple of videos, and we've also talked a little bit about separation, but we always talked about it in terms of dark areas versus bright areas. Today we're going to take a look at how you can add separation with colors.
Now, before jumping into all of that, in part 1 of this video, we'll explore some basic concepts that will be the foundation of what's to come. So before talking about coloring your lights, let's take a step back and talk about color correcting your lights. This topic can get pretty extensive, and I will probably have a separate video for the various types of lights that require different types of correction. But for this video, we will just focus on tungsten and daylight color temperatures in a broader way. So the two might sound familiar to you even if you don't have much experience with lighting, since they are oftentimes white balance presets on your camera. In both cases, it's a reading, it's a measurement of color temperature, but applied in different ways. So before we dive into what it means as far as lights and what it means as far as white balance, let's take a look at color temperature and how it reads in general. So like I mentioned in the last video, tungsten is measured at 3200 Kelvin, and Kelvin is the unit of measurement of color temperature. So this reads as a warm orangish look. Then we have daylight balance, which is on the cooler bluish side of the color temperature spectrum. Now in camera, you're adjusting your white balance to read your scene properly, unless you're going for a particular type of effect. So if you're inside and have a bunch of lamps with incandescent light bulbs, which are usually tungsten balance, then you would set your camera's white balance to tungsten, which is 3200 Kelvin. If your primary source of light is, let's say, coming from a window, then you would set your camera's white balance to daylight, since the color temperature coming in from the sunlight would measure roughly at around 5600 Kelvin. Of course, this depends on the time of day, but usually daylight is associated with that color temperature. So beyond the camera, in your scene, you can control what color temperature your lights are. You can simply do this by deciding whether or not your primary source is the sun or a desk lamp, for example. You can also color correct individual lights to read at a certain color temperature to match the source of that light. So for example, we can set our backlight to daylight balance and keep our key and fill tungsten. And this could work if in your scene there is a window behind our subject and a lamp in the room casting a warmer light. This stuff might sound confusing at first, especially when you're designing your lights in your scene, but with time it becomes easier. So for now, here are some key points to remember. So tungsten, we said that it's orange, warm color, and it's usually associated with indoor scenes. So you're thinking of lamps, of just light fixtures. And daylight is a bluish, cooler color, usually associated with outdoor light. If you're thinking about sunlight coming through the window, or if you're shooting something outdoor. So now that we understand this in theory, how do we actually match our lights to fit our needs? Whether it be daylight balance or tungsten balance, how do we actually do it? Well, the answer is gels. For this video, we're going to look at color correcting gels, and these are slightly different than normal coloring gels since color correcting gels are used to convert the color balance of a light. So this is a CTB gel, and the B in CTB stands for blue. This is a CTO gel, and the O in CTO stands for orange. So if you want to warm up a daylight balance light, you would add a CTO gel. And if you want to convert a tungsten balance light to a cooler, more blue color, then you would add a CTB gel. Now, there are a number of gels that convert the numerous types of common fluorescent lights to mix better with tungsten or daylight sources, but I will dedicate a full video that will go over every type of light and what gel to use in order to color correct those types of lights based on what you need. So I hope this is a good start in understanding color temperature and gels. If you pull through this video, you will definitely enjoy next week's video where we will take a look at Vittorio Storaro's work. And the reason why we're looking at his work is because he is the master of color in cinematography, at least in my opinion. So it will be cool to see some examples from his films, as well as diving into how he uses color to develop themes and visual motifs.
I'm hoping you're enjoying these videos. Leave feedback as always in the comment section below, since this is still sort of a new thing on this channel, but hopefully you guys are digging it. And if you are, give this video a thumbs up and share it with your friends. It'll help support this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and thank you for all of your support. My name is Chris Trini for Crisco Productions, and I will see you next time.